All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about a totally new way of thinking about AI video. This isn't about just writing better prompts. No, this is about shifting our mindset and learning to become a true cinematic director in this new medium. So let's start with a feeling I think many of us have had. You're watching one of these AI videos and something just feels a little bit off, right? The quality might be amazing, the movement is technically smooth, but it just doesn't feel real. Something's missing. Well, it turns out that feeling isn't some kind of technical glitch, it's actually psychological. The problem is that the virtual camera in these videos, it just behaves without any real intention. It's like a ghost just kind of drifting through the scene. There's no motivation, and believe me, our brains pick up on that kind of thing right away. Okay, so this brings us to our first big idea, the unintentional camera. This really gets at why trust is everything. Because the problem with AI motion, it's not really about the image quality. That's right. The problem isn't quality, it's trust. Think about it. Cinema only works because we, the audience, form this sort of fragile, unspoken trust with the camera. We trust its choices. But when that camera starts moving around without any clear reason or motivation, that trust just shatters. And when that happens, we're instantly pulled out of the story. So you might be asking, why does this even happen? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. AI models are trained on just millions and millions of video clips. And in most of those clips, the camera is moving. So when the AI is in doubt, what's it going to do? It defaults to what it knows best, motion. This isn't some smart, creative choice. It's just repeating a pattern. And that's how we get that signature kind of aimless, drifty look that you see all the time. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The answer isn't some new tool or software. It's a big mindset shift. Changing how we think about our role in this whole process, from being a prompter to becoming a director. So here's what most people do. The amateur approach is to just describe what's happening in the scene. You're basically just telling the AI what the subject is up to. But here's the shift. Directors don't just describe a scene, they command a camera. If you want results that feel powerful and intentional, you have to start thinking like a director. That means telling the camera exactly how to behave, what lens to use, why it should move, and maybe, most importantly, when it should just stay still. And look at this comparison, it makes it so clear. On the left, a man walks in the forest. Super simple, right? It describes the subject but leaves literally everything else up to the AI's guesswork. But on the right, that's the cinematographer's prompt. Wide shot, 35mm lens, centered composition. You see, it's a list of direct commands. It takes control of the entire visual decision-making process. It's not a suggestion, it's an order. And this next point is absolutely crucial. See, AI doesn't protect you from bad camera choices. It actually amplifies them. In the real world, you're limited by things like, physics and money. You can't just have a camera do impossible things. But with AI, there are no limits. And that's both exciting and dangerous. Because it means your taste, your sense of restraint, your choices as a director, they matter more now than they ever have before. So, to really command this virtual camera, we've got to learn how to speak its language. And what is that language? Well, it's the language of cinema itself. This is our new toolkit. Okay, so here are the building blocks. There are 8 core components to any camera shot: frame, scale, height, angle, lens feel, motion, speed, and stability. Now, here's the thing. Every single AI shot is going to make a choice for each of these, whether you tell it to or not. If you don't define them, the AI is just going to guess based on its training data. And guessing is what kills cinema. And here's where it gets really interesting. Every single one of these technical choices is actually an emotional instruction for the audience. So when you choose a low-angle shot, you're not just picking a camera position. No, you are telling the viewer, hey, this character is powerful, or maybe they're threatening or heroic. The camera is making a judgment and it's telling the audience what to feel. This is why speaking the language of cinema is so powerful. When you use keywords like rule of thirds or frame within a frame, you're telling the AI to stop guessing. You're telling it to tap into the proven visual rules that masters of cinema have been using for 100 years. You're anchoring its creativity in a solid foundation. Okay, so we've talked about all these tools for motion and composition, but it all leads to what might be the most powerful tool of all. And it's a bit counterintuitive. It's the power of stillness. I mean, just let this sink in. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the moment when the camera decides it has nothing left to prove. That completely reframes everything, doesn't it? As a director, your first job isn't to figure out how the camera should move. It's to figure out if it should move at all. Stillness isn't lazy. It's a conscious, confident decision. And this is super helpful. We get a practical checklist of red flags, times when you should absolutely keep the camera still. For example, if nothing important is changing in the scene, just don't move. If your composition is already really strong, don't mess with it. And this one's my favorite. If you can't actually name the emotion behind the camera move you're planning, then you know what? Stillness is almost always the more professional, more confident choice. So this all boils down to one core philosophy. It's about putting intent before you take any action. This is what separates real art from just noise. So before you type anything into that prompt box, before you even think dolly in or pan left, you have to ask yourself this one simple question. What does the camera want right now? You have to define its intent first. Is it supposed to be an objective observer? Is it invading someone's personal space? Is it following the action, or is it revealing something new to us? You have to know the why. Because that intent, that's what makes the shot feel human. Think about it. A security camera, it just records. It has zero intent. But a filmmaker's camera, it wants something. It has a point of view. And that invisible motivation behind every single choice is what breathes life into your work and makes it feel compelling. And that really brings us to the main point here. AI can give you everything except a vision. These tools are getting incredibly powerful. They can execute almost any command you can dream up. But the taste, the story, the vision, that stuff has to come from you. That's the director's job. So, yeah, that part is totally up to you. By making that shift in your mindset from just being a prompter who describes things to being a director who commands the camera, you can take this amazing technology and turn it from just a cool tool into a genuine medium for cinematic art. So the only real question left is, what will you create?